Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to share with you some recent stories related to the Middle East. So the first one is about this joint US-Israel declaration against Iran. They call this document the Jerusalem US-Israel Strategic Partnership Joint Declaration. How they like these very long names, I don't know. It's just nonsensical. Anyway, they basically said that the US will use all its national power to prevent nuclear-armed Iran, and they have this commitment never to allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon, and that is prepared to use all elements of its national power to ensure that outcome. As you know, Iran is a signatory of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, which Israel refuses to sign due to its secret nuclear weapons program. And as you know, United States has this agreement where they agree not to press Israel to sign this treaty, and Israel agrees not to declare its nuclear arsenal and operates the program covertly. And talking again about Iran, they say that Israel said the only way to stop them is to put a credible military threat on the table. And of course, they continue to provide military aid to Israel in the tone of 3.8 billion US dollars in military aid each year. So that's the current state of affairs. Actually, nothing really changes. They just continue to do the same kind of rhetoric every time. And again, the nuclear deal, they say that the US won't wait forever on the deal. This is just nonsense. Basically, United States, I have said that repeatedly, is not interested in any kind of deal. They just want to get concessions from Iran without offering any benefits. I don't see why the Iranian state will want to participate in a deal without any benefits. But they do this rhetoric just so they can claim that they were interested in diplomacy, but they were never interested in diplomacy. It's just absurd. They don't offer anything that will be even reasonable, but they want the deal to be cancelled. This is their hope, and they are doing everything they can to undermine the deal, and they still blame it on Iran, every time. And this other article says President Biden said he believes the vast majority of Americans are committed to Israel's security. And he also said that Democrats that have denounced Israel as an apartheid state were wrong. And there are some polls that actually show that there's been an increase in sympathy for Palestinians in the US, mostly among the youth. And although most Americans polled are still pro-Israel. We already talked about this in previous videos where we know that this is a religious thing. Seeing Israel thrive, seeing the wildest dream of Israel's founding fathers and mothers grow into a reality that Israel's children enjoy today, to me is close to miraculous. This is what Biden said. What about the Palestinians? They don't care about them. See? So it is same mentality, nothing really changes. And they, as part of this declaration that they signed, that we mentioned before, they're also trying to take action against this boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement that is called BDS, which is the non-violent effort to pressure Israel in meeting its obligation under international law. And basically they said in this declaration that we just mentioned that the United States and Israel affirmed that they will continue to work together to combat all efforts to boycott or delegitimize Israel, to deny its right to self-defense, or to unfairly single it out in any forum, including at the United Nations or the International Criminal Court. Amazing, no? Just plainly amazing what the government of the United States is doing. The United States is proud to stand with the Jewish and the democratic state of Israel and with its people whose uncommon courage, resilience, and spirit of innovation are an inspiration to so many worldwide. Surely. So that's everything, they are even having some laws in the United States that prohibit state contractors from boycotting Israel, if you can believe that. So that's the situation. Nothing really changes in the United States. It's just same rhetoric. And Israel is also, they don't change. They want to destroy all their presumed enemies, including, of course, Iran. And the United States is working on this deal that I found a little bit bizarre on some parts, but I will mention it to you in a moment. So, first of all, they want to normalize relationships. They want to have diplomatic relationships between Saudi Arabia and Israel, but the Saudis are still not very interested. And then I saw this very bizarre to me. I don't understand the significance of this or why they did it, but they say Egypt has agreed to transfer the control of two Red Sea islands, Tiran and Sanafir, to the Saudis. In return, Saudi Arabia is expected to open its airspace to Israeli planes flying to East Asia and will allow direct flights from Israel for Muslim pilgrims. So they are going to give them these islands, which are somehow part of the Strait of Tiran. And even though all these efforts, they say, is still widely believed that full normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia is still a long way off. And Biden is expected to push for more Israeli-Arab military cooperation at the Gulf Cooperation Council. He will attend in Jeddah, this is Saudi Arabia, as part of an effort to build a regional alliance against Iran. If you remember, in previous videos I mentioned this effort where they want to create this kind of Middle East NATO, that's how they call it. So this is the map of Israel. So we have Egypt here to the left, Jordan, the West Bank, and Golan Heights, all this area, the Gaza Strip, and these islands, see here, this is Israel, these islands are here in this area. These are the island of Tiran, this big island in the left, this is Tiran, and this island is Sanafir. So this is after Jordan, you see, after Jordan, down here, this is Saudi Arabia. And this is the Strait of Tiran, that's the name of this strait here. So I assume Israel has a port here in this area, so that's why they need access to this. But I don't understand the government of Egypt. Why will they want to do anything for the government of Israel? I don't know. That just baffles me. I don't understand the politics, but certainly politicians are crazy everywhere in the world. So that's all I wanted to say for now. I want to ask you again for support to my channel. There are several ways in which you can support my channel. First of all, subscribe to the channel, share the videos in social media, like the video, comment. It's also necessary for me to receive some economic support because I don't have monetization in my channel. And besides the fact that my channel is still too small for this, there is the current trend that many channels, especially in the YouTube platform, have received censorship. For people like me that produce content related to international politics, there is a big censorship in this area. And the punishment of the censorship is that they don't allow channels to perceive monetization. So that's why I'm asking you to contribute in different ways. I always post the links in the description in the video, so you can go and find them there in the video, whatever platform you're watching this video on right now. I suggest mainly Wise and also Patreon. These are the two primary platforms that I think can be used for supporting my channel, my content, and I hope that you will be able to contribute. In Wise, the minimum donation is $3, so it's very small. $3 a month is a small amount that I think some people can afford. If you can afford more, it's always welcome, of course. So that's all I wanted to say for now. I hope to see you again very soon, and thank you for watching this video.